Alright guys, welcome back. As you can tell, going to do a little RC in this video. Yeah, broke out a plane that I haven't flown in a little while. Went to fly it, and unfortunately one of the servos was dead. So yeah, I'm going to show you how to swap that out and get it back in the air. Alright guys, so we'll jump right into it here. Overall the process is the same. Either you have a balsa plane or a foamy. Might be a little easier on some of the balsas, like this one I know is going to be a little easier than foamy, but you know, overall the process is the same as far as getting it out. If you're lucky enough like me that the wing is removable, you'll just remove the where normally the rubber bands would be and take your wing off. And for me, it's actually one of the aileron servos has gone bad, so that's what we're going to be messing with. Same process if it was the rudder or the elevator, but you know, as you can tell here, mine are all just screwed in. If it is a foamy, generally it's hot glued or something in, so you'll have to, break out a razor blade. Okay, so now we got the wing off. Like I said, it's one of the aileron servos. What we're going to want to do is, well, might as well test them. There's two ways to do it. If you are lucky enough like me, you will already have one of these, a little servo tester. I'll link this in the description below. There's a bunch of different models. This one, for the price, works really well. It's about 10 bucks on Amazon. But yeah, you can do it with a receiver and your radio. I highly recommend, if you are doing this, remove your prop, because you need to power the ESC to be able to provide power to your receiver to control your servos. So now, what we'll want to do here with this or the receiver, you'd want to connect it in, make sure it's all connected up right. Signal, power, and ground. There we go. And probably can't tell there, but signal, power, ground. Just like that. I already got a BEC connected on this side. You could always do a speed controller, but it might sit here and whine at you the whole time. Give it a little power, and as you can tell, if you can see it here, this one is moving, and the other side is completely dead. I'm just able to turn the knob and it goes through the motions. There's a button. There's the button. There it is. That centers it for you. And then there goes through the full range of motion. There we go. Centered up. And what we'll do is we'll disconnect the power. And we know now that it is this servo over here that we're going to be removing. Alright. So remove that. If you don't already have one, grab something like this, Cobalt. This thing is super handy in this hobby. Really any hobby out there, just to have the right tool. Get a little Phillips head, at least for this one. And we're going to remove it. All I'm really doing here is unscrewing the screws. It should just pull out for you. What you do want to do is take this off. I highly recommend, if you can, let this on here and just remove the control horn from there. So we're going to look, and it looks like I need a tiny little Phillips head as well. Hopefully this one's small enough. If not, I'll go get another one. Probably the first step I'm going to recommend is to remove the control horn so you're not putting the stress on it. But as you can tell, it's not too exact. There it is, it's out. That should pop right at the top. And like I said, there could be a little hot glue or something in here. Some guys do that. But it looks like that one came out overall really well. And there is our dead servo. Alright, so dead servo here. A lot of guys recommend right now replacing both of them, especially on ailerons, since they both need to be generally the same. Then you need two of the exact same servos. You know, don't just replace one. It's all hearsay. You know, this guy's going to tell you to do it. This guy's going to tell you to do it as cheap as possible. So, yeah, it's all based on your budget, guys. If you can replace both of them, do it. keep the other one as a backup. If not, well, like what we're going to do today, just do this on a budget. I'm going to find an old used servo from a crashed airplane that's probably going to do the same thing. It's going to quit, but we'll replace it with that for now and get it back in the air. Alright guys, so I got a couple spare servos here. What you're going to want to do, set these to the side here, is well, we'll check them to the bad one here. Overall, looks like they're all just the standard 9-gram servo. Yep, all looking pretty good. As far as size, except for, as you can tell, some of the little connectors are a little bit smaller, or even larger, depending on your model. The other thing you're going to want to do before you even try, make sure that you're going to have enough servo length, more, less. See, that one's more, last one was less, and then this one right about the same. So overall pretty good. The next step, I would say, before you go through all the process of doing it, is check your new servo. Especially if you're doing this. If you are reusing an old servo, definitely check it before you go through the process of getting everything in there. You obviously want to make sure it's still working. Like this one right here, I cannot tell if it's actually turning or not. It is not. If you're not unsure, all you'd have to do is actually see if it would fit, which this one's too small anyway, but you would put it on here. That one might be too big. What about you? One last try. Oh, that one fits. Okay. So if we put that one in just like this, if you are going to plug this in with the power connected, I highly recommend just disconnect the power. But if you're one of those people that's just going to do it anyway, make sure everything's perfect. You know, if you are off, you will burn up a servo. So make sure they're all set up right. And there we go. And let's see if it... There we go. That one's working. Okay, so I want to center it. So I'll push my little button here. That's centered. We're going to pull it back off. Let's pull the power so I don't mess something up here. Pull the little servo arm back off. And we know it's going to go in just like this. I know this one is shorter, but that's not going to be a big deal with us today. For this style, since it's got screws, you're going to make sure this is routed out around the side. Looks like they were doing it on the front. I could always hack that out, but I don't think it's going to cause too much of an issue just to put it in there like that. Now, just like this and that, overall should work well. And we're going to want to center this and put it in here. As you can tell, this is actually reversed from that side. Not a big deal. We could either pull it back out or do it that way, and we would just adjust the arm. So we'll put it in there the right way just to see if that helps get everything exact. Again, route the wire how you want it. Get it in there just like so. Make sure the wire is out of the way for the screw, which I'm having a little trouble there. One sec, guys. Come back out. There we go. That should be in good enough. It'll be just like that. Voila. So when we bring this up, flip it around because we didn't adjust anything. When it's centered, it should be just about the same as the other, which it looks like it does. So we're gonna go with that right there. Put that in. Next step, before you do all this, is put screws back in. depending on the servo that you replace it with, the screws might not line up exactly. Hopefully they do. Hopefully you're lucky enough, like me. And don't over tighten them if you're going into balsa, guys. You will break that little wood. Again, make sure that the servo wire is out of the way. That's all you need is to short this out and ruin another servo. And as you can tell, mine's a little shorter than the other one, but for this model, it is not going to make a difference. That's in. That's in. We're going to plug this back in. Get some power to that VEC for the servo. Put it on center. Bring this around and center it up. And it's on there, just like that. Get our last little screw that we're going to have to put back in. Voila, it is back in there, good to go, and we'll put it on the test mode. Looks like I'll have to do a little reversing there, unless I want some flaps, but yeah. As you can tell, everything is working. Throws look to be about the same. Yep, everything's going about the same deflection. And yeah, overall, guys, that's mission complete. Yeah, if for some reason, I will say that, if for some reason like you decided to go the other way, my big thing would be make sure these are the same. Again, if you have to go the other way, right here, there's a little adjustment, and you can actually change it. And you can do a lot of fancy stuff in your radios, especially if you have a modern radio nowadays. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks again for watching. We'll see ya.